Deontology. What is it? Can you use it to make decisions in real moral dilemma scenarios? What might one object to the practical applicability of deontology? The name of this moral doctrine stems from the Greek for the word duty. The core idea of deontology is that the right moral action is the action performed out of duty or out of reverence for the moral law. For the deontologist, the end cannot justify the means. If a given action is intrinsically wrong, then it doesn't matter how good are its consequences, the act is still forbidden. Similarly, if a given action is intrinsically good, then it is morally required, whatever the consequences. Central to deontology are rules that forbid certain types of action. Unlike the virtue ethicist, the deontologist thinks morality is all about rules, though not all of these rules are the simple ones one was taught as a child. Consider the following scenario. A doctor saves the lives of 7 of his dying patients by gently killing a healthy, homeless person and using his organs for the transplant his patients need. Even if one might argue that the consequences of the doctor's actions are good, the deontologists say that he acted immorally because he took the life of an innocent person. So deontologists believe that there are moral rules that are true everywhere, at every time, for everyone. But they also acknowledge that there are different kinds of rules. Most commonly, they distinguish between 2 types, so-called low-level rules, something like don't lie, keep your promises, be honest, and high-level rules. Never treat someone like a means to an end. Do as you would be done by. Many people are put off by deontology because they believe that rules of the lower level kind are never true in an absolute sense, everywhere for everyone. But rules of the higher level kind might still be absolutely true. For consider, if you want to be treated in the way you like being treated, then it seems reasonable to think that everyone else would want to be treated as they want to be treated. They might want to be treated in a way that you wouldn't want to be treated, but they have as much right to being treated as they want as you have to being treated as you want. Others believe that because different cultures or indeed different individuals have different moral beliefs, this means that morality and moral truth must be relative. While it's the case that one explanation for differences in belief is that truth in that area of discourse is relative, that is not the only plausible explanation. Differences in moral beliefs can also be explained by saying that there are different kinds of higher level beliefs that generate different lower level beliefs in different circumstances. For example, the Inuit used to put their elderly gently to death. We keep ours alive as long as possible. But given the differences between the lives the Inuit used to live and the lives we live, the shared belief we should respect the elderly might express itself differently for the Inuit and for ourselves. Another way to explain the difference in moral beliefs is that one belief is false, so differences in moral beliefs might be the result of error. Could it be that those societies that claim to honor women by circumcising them have simply got it wrong? Could it be that we are wrong not to put the elderly gently to death? So, when we learn that other people's beliefs are different from our own, this might tell us nothing more than at least one of us is wrong. In particular, it doesn't in and of itself tell us that deontology is false. More generally, deontology has been viewed as practically problematic because it's not entirely clear how to answer a set of quite general questions about this moral doctrine. For instance, how do we know which actions are intrinsically right or wrong? Some deontologists believe that we have a special moral faculty. Just as we see a leaf is green, so we see an action as being wrong or right. Other deontologists believe God reveals to us which actions are right or wrong. Others still believe that reason tells us which acts are right or wrong. Another question is whether there are any actions which are intrinsically right or wrong. Many people deny the existence of actions that are intrinsically right or wrong. As we'll see, consequentialists believe that it is only the consequences of an action that make that action right or wrong. Or, how could blindly following a set of rules make us moral? What reason is there to think that there is a rule book for morality when everyday moral rules conflict so easily? Do higher level moral rules like do as you would be done by provide any practical moral guidance? If a deontologist insists we should follow rules like this or like always treat others as ends in themselves, is he giving us any guidance at all? And finally, aren't there sometimes moral reasons for breaking moral rules? If we can, by killing one person, prevent the killing of several, would the deontologist still insist we shouldn't kill? These are difficult questions for deontologists, and different ethicists respond to these challenges in different ways.